Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bug and I do paper crafts and paper craft adjacent crafty things. And I am working today on the first part of a small series on creating an altered book. So I already started on this altered book, but it's not science, so I don't think that's a problem. I have a book that is a hardbound book, and basically the first thing I do is I go through and I pull out pages. I've watched a lot of videos online about different ways to do this, and some creators are very methodical about you start with this page, you look at if there's a photo, you tear out a couple more pages, you glue the pages together, and that's not my process. What I do is I go through and I will just tear pages out. I like to leave the end pages, even though I might cover them up, because it just lends to stability. And then also, let me pull you out here just a little bit. I also like to kind of cover the gaps as I go. I wanted this cover page, and a lot of times there'll be a dedication that I want to keep, but I pulled out pages here and I just immediately folded and glued this page down to cover up that seam, because there's going to be like a visual opening in the book, and you'll see some of that as we kind of go through, but I don't worry about it too much. I just go through, leave a few pages in, pull out a couple pages. Sometimes I will pull out a few pages and glue the pages together, but it's not, there's no cadence or like theory to it. I just do what I feel is going to work. So there might be 10 or 15 or 20 pages that are all together, depending on the book that how many pages the book has. And then I'll come in, I'll rip out a bunch of pages, maybe I'll glue them together so that you don't see the seam in between. And then I just keep going. And sometimes I'll make a pocket. Let's see if I have any pockets here. And sometimes, just like this, I'll fold a page over, and definitely you can use this to anchor something too in the next steps of the process. Sometimes I will leave the pages that have like chapters or intros, and sometimes I'll take them out. It just depends. If it's a book that that I'm making for someone in particular, and it's a book that they really like, a lot of times I'll try to keep either like a cover section or or the chapter pages, title pages, intact. I don't know the real like names for book things, so. And then I'll just continue to take out pages. Here's a section where I left it open, and it's likely that if I have, they don't all look like this. If you take out 1 or 2 pages, sometimes you don't even see the seam or the binding tape or anything down there. In some situations though, I do something like this and I will put a full page of something down, whether that is a page of, like cover the whole thing in fabric or scrapbook paper or whatever, to cover this. Also, I've seen it done where it looks awesome if you use kind of washi tape or, a strip of paper to cover it that kind of represents something going on in the book or the individual that the book is going to. So, or if you have a theme like rainbow, you put rainbow tape down the middle. So this is the way that I do it, and this is kind of the easy way that I found to do it. I can show this process in another video, but there's really not a lot to it. Here's a piece that's coming up. You can see that I cut out a few pages. I don't know if it was 1 page or 10 pages. Let's see what I did here. So this is 316 and this is 339, so quite a few pages, and it made a little gap here. So I folded this over to cover it. I'll just go in and add some more glue at some point to cover that, but kind of keeps a lot of the things in place and still keeps the book kind of stable. This is the same thing I do for my altered books that I create out of any kind of hardback book. Sorry. I think you're too close, and then I think you're not close enough, and then I think you're too close again. But there's that. So that's where I am at this point. I have this book. This book was chosen not because of the design or style of the book itself, but because it is for someone who likes this particular author. So now I have a giant stack of pages, and these pages I'm going to do a number of things with. I'm going to make pockets, I'm going to die cut some of them, I am going to watercolor some of them. I've already started doing that. I have just a stack of watercolored pages here. Some are metallic, some are normal, and you could do a color theme if you want to, or not. This is really just paper that is going to take the place of a colored copy paper or a scrapbook paper. And it's on theme because it is a page from the book. So that's what I like to do with those pages, or with some of the pages. I probably won't use all the pages, of course, because it's going to be kind of an altered book junk journal. So I want the recipient to be able to put photos or journaling or, you know, memorabilia, kind of ephemera into the book. So I don't think I'm going to use all of these pages, but I don't start using them for other projects until I'm done with the whole make of this book. Let's see what else. The other thing that I do now, kind of towards the beginning, is I get started with, do I want a color scheme? So I already started painting those pages. I could decide today I want to do green, and I'll just set those pages aside for something else, the ones I already painted on. But I really wanted this to be reflective of the person who's going to receive it. So I have some stamps that I want to use. Also, if there are specific stencils you want to use, if you want to have a theme, a visual theme, then pull out those stencils, pull out those stamps, and kind of put them together with the project so that they're all together and ready to go, and you can just easily grab them. I am using some typewriter imagery for this project. So I have this, I have this one. These just happen to be things that I have that are Tim Holt because just because that's what I mean. I have other stamps by by other companies, but so I'm going to use this book one. I'm going to use this, probably this book checkout kind of library card one, and this one. Please hold. Okay, so now that I have some stamps, I picked a color. A lot of times I'll use like a light gray or light brown, but today I'm going to use VersaFine Clear. This is Warm Breeze, and I'm just going to randomly stamp some of these around some of the pages, not all of them. And we'll see what the bleed through looks like first, and then we'll go from there. So you see I do have a few different stamps on blocks, and I'm not sure the best way, since we're stamping inside of a book, but I'm just going to go for it. It might be best if you clip your book. I think I'm going to be okay, because I'm not going to be working open on this page for very long. This color works, because I love it. See what we can do. I'm just eyeballing it, so it could be crooked at the end, but we'll see. I'm just going to leave it there for a second. Yeah, fairly straight, and I like it. Looks good. I'll do one more of these. I'll also be using these stamps on the ephemera that I make out of the pages that were pulled out. So how about right here? Stand up for this one. And I'm going to try to make it flat before I put the stamp down, but I don't know. My fingers are in the way. Let's see how it goes. This angle is weird, huh? Please hold. There we go. That feels a little better. Gonna let it sit there for a second. Very nice. Okay, just gonna set this aside. I'll wipe it down after. Basically, I'm gonna come in with one color, and then after this color is done, I will make a pass with another color with the same stamps. Also, I wanted to check, where was that one? I wanted to check the bleed through. So there's some bleed through, but a lot of these pages will be covered up anyway. And then some, if they're really bad, I will just, I have the option to gesso or paint over pages that are already in here or whatever. So I'm not worried about it too much. I just wanted to understand what it would look like back there. Okay. And so you can do some of these where you don't really ink the entire stamp, and you just put it wherever you want, like this. Can't really, this one kind of bleeds into the text, so this style of just kind of inking part of the stamp might be better suited for a different stamp, but don't worry about it too much. Because you can definitely tell what it is. But that's the part of the reason that I use different colors of ink. Either a light color to kind of sit in the back or a bright color to kind of come up. When I do this process, I usually don't use black unless I'm using like a discarded stamp or a to file or a received date, something like that. Is that upside down? The one I did upside down, so yeah. Let's do it right side up over here. Just for funsies. You can see these pages are spread out, and I'm not really too worried about them getting ink on them. There we go. All right, there's that. Set that one aside. Now this one, no, this isn't the one. Let's use this first, because I'm going to need to use this block for the typewriter. Further back. Let's try a little further back. It also kind of looks like someone is sketching in a book too, right? These ones anyway. Now I needed this block for this stamp. Not this stamp here. Actually, let's use this one. That smaller one is easier to use, but it doesn't actually hold the entire stamp. I want to stamp it here. It's going to bleed through, so I'm going to assume that I'm going to put some sort of pocket or something right there. Let's see if we can do this without it being too wonky. Yep, love it. I like it a lot. Let's do one more. This one here. Stand up for this one and use the text kind of as a guide. It's kind of hard with the, I should have gotten a clip, but I didn't. Seems good. I think part of this book, I'm going to go through, and once I'm done, go through the pages that are still visible and highlight different words that maybe either like represent the story or represent the person that it's going to, or, you know, something like that. And then I'm just going to do a couple of these. And like I said, I will come back with some other colors as well and stamp these stamps, these same stamps, but also some other stamps throughout the book. It's not going to be stamp heavy, but, and some of these stamps might be covered up eventually. Oh no! Page popped up before I was ready to set it down. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, it's wonky anyway, so I think it looks good. I like that there. And let's see. One more right here. So next up for this book is to make some more ephemera out of the pages, and then also come back through and add tissue in a decoupage style to some of the pages. I have some of the Tim Holtz and then I think Dina Wakley decoupage sheets. It's like tissue with printing on it. That, what does Tim Holtz call his? I don't know. But, and cover some of the pages with that. So when I do that, I may take a moment to put some paint or ink behind it, but I probably won't. I'll probably do it directly, and whatever shows up, shows up. So I'm going to clean up from this. If you're interested in watching the actual process of me tearing the pages out, I'm happy to share that with a different book. But this project is called Robber, and keep your eye open for the next installment. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one.